What's up, everybody? Hope you're all doing well, wherever you may be. In this video, I wanted to go over a topic that I kind of touched on in the previous video about my story, but it was really in me thinking back on that video and thinking back on my story that really, brought this up to the surface. And I think it's a pretty apt thing to talk about because it's something that we all deal with. And it's something that I want to kind of hash out for me in my life as I move forward. And that's the role that others have played in my life and the roles that I've allowed others to play in my life. I think that's important too, and we'll get into that. But I think about what makes me me and the circumstances that have brought me to this point in my life. And none of these circumstances could have happened without the help of others, whether I wanted to or not. And that's something that I grappled with for a long, long time, is that in my anxiety issues and my anxiety and panic disorder issues, it's something that I felt so personal to me. And it is my issue. It was my issue. And just like everybody else's, it's solely their own. And how the hell could I know your experience? I could understand you and have sympathy and compassion for you, but I never know what it's like to be you. I mean, that's the culmination of what makes us us. And in that, I felt guilty for asking others for help. And when I think back on that, I would have gotten to this place in my life, or a similar place of peace in my life, so much faster if I had actually reached my hand out to the hands that were willing to help me. And this is something that by no means is an issue that only I struggle with. I mean, I know it's not. But I feel like a lot of us feel like we have to crumble and suffer in silence. And it's just a bad plan, man. I mean, it's really, not the best course of action if you actually want true lasting healing, or you want to get to your goals, or, whatever. But I mean, when I think about where I have let it go in my life, I mean, moving forward in my life as I kind of start my career and start my professional development, whatever area that ends up being, I really want to really admit that I don't know shit and accept all the help I can from others. Because, I mean, if I grab the hands that are reaching out to help me, like I said before, that's gonna get me to where I need to be so much faster and in such a more beautiful and peaceful way, I think. And I don't think it's fair to say, that as a transactional relationship either. Like, I don't mean it as, I want to accept the help of others in order to get this goal, in order to get this thing. I think that may be part of it. My intuition says that may be part of it, but at the same time, when I have in the past accepted help from others and accepted invitation from others, that's when the best things happen. And that's when the relationships get cultivated. And that's the best parts of life that I've experienced, is the cultivation and further development of relationships with new people and new experiences. And that's beautiful. So when I think of where I want to end up, I think I really want to I want to extend my social battery. And as an extrovert, it's kind of a weird thing to say, but I'm really good with people, but I'm really terrified of people. And it's kind of an odd mix, but I really feel like I need to kind of shake that off, because I kind of fell victim to the whole stranger danger thing when I definitely fell victim to the whole stranger danger thing when I was little. And that made me very wary of anybody who I wasn't familiar with. And then I think that played a giant part in my suffering and with anxiety and mental health issues. It was, I didn't I couldn't trust anybody. I couldn't trust anybody that I didn't know. And then that extended to, I can't trust areas that I don't know. And then I, close myself in my property and then close myself in my house, and which all led to me not trusting myself. So I feel like without others, I would have just been a rat on a wheel. And with whatever issues that we're facing, with whatever issues that we're suffering, there's always people who are willing to help. But the problem is we have to reach our hand out and accept that help. And that was something that I struggled with for a long, long, long time, because I have trust issues with myself and I have trust issues with others, or at least I had them. And to some extent, I feel like that's not completely clear. By no means do I want any of you to think that I have the answers. I mean, Jesus, I'm the first one to admit that I do not know shit. But, as I move through life, I think something that I really want to get better at and see myself getting better at right now is talking to people, getting better at relationships, and not thinking that this, whatever I think this monumental journey of career or whatever the hell in life, whatever that journey ends up being, I know that there are those out there who want to help me. And it is up to me to reach my hand out and accept that help. Like I've said 17 times in this video already. I mean, whatever. But, I reiterate it because it's important. And I think that, if I could actually get good at receiving that help, then that also makes me better equipped to give help and serve others in the long run. So I encourage all of you to kind of look within yourselves and see where, maybe you're finding it a little hard to accept the help of others, and maybe you're finding it a little hard to connect with others. And if there's kind of a mask that you wear with those things, just kind of like I did. I feel like what I did was I kind of invited myself to entertain what would happen if I just kind of let that go. If I let that guard down for a second, see which road I would take, see where it would take me. And I'm happy to report that it led me to some pretty great places. And I foresee it leading me, however you want to say that, to the best place, to the best outcomes that I can think of and beyond. I mean, there's so many things that I don't know. So, hopefully that there's a better future there for me. And, but I think I've learned to ground myself in the help of others, and I encourage others to do so too. So that's kind of the report I got right now. That's what's on my mind. That's what's on my heart. And, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.